news, heart-wrenching torch songs, early rock and roll, girl groups, soul, and R&B.
Robots the size of blood cells, Earth-like planets outside the solar system, science fiction.
No, science faction.
Join us, Seth Shostak and
Molly Bentley and
KSJE, Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. for Big Picture Science.
Big Picture Science steps back to get the wide-angle view on science and technology.
So think big. Big Picture Science, Saturdays at 8 a.m.
on KSJE, the information and cultural beacon of the Four Corners.
How do you know what to make of the news? Is it politically inflected? Is it stenography? Is it just plain untrue? On the Media helps you decode the news. We reveal the process behind the story because there's sometimes as much to be learned from the gathering as from the news itself. Please join us.
Saturday mornings at 7 on KSJE Farmington. This program is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, who's expanding its services to offer low-cost blood screenings all year round, now offering walk-in convenience to get the blood tests you want when you want them. MyLabs, patient-ordered testing, is available in Farmington at the hospital's laboratory and the Outpatient Diagnostic Center on 30th Street. Also in Aztec at San Juan Health Partners Family Medicine at 120 Llanos Street. With nearly 20 tests available, there's an option for everyone. MyLabs, patient-ordered testing, a wellness service of San Juan Regional Medical Center. (8:37) KSJE, you're listening to the Scott Michlin Morning Program. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE at 90.9 or streaming at KSJE.com or watching us live on the KSJE Facebook page or YouTube channel. We are showing you a picture from earlier this morning of our neighbors to the north in Telluride, Colorado, where there's a few snow flurries in the air in Telluride. We couldn't show you the camera video from Durango because it was completely snowed out. So that is what's happening in Durango. Meantime, here in Farmington, here at San Juan College, we have seen off and on snow flurries and squalls kind of moving in and moving out. This picture shows kind of a calm picture at the moment of San Juan College and the campus. Roads are clear, but we have seen some other snow flurries moving in and out of the region. But no snow, no school delays or closings that we're aware of at the moment this morning. So things are filling up and underway. The forecast looks like this today. Off and on snow showers and rain showers with a high of 36 in Farmington. Continuing some snow showers overnight with a low of 19. Partly cloudy skies on Thursday with a high of 34 and a low of 11. Sunshine returns on Friday with a high of 43 and warming temperatures for the weekend with highs near 50 and overnight lows in the mid to lower 20s. Once again, I'm Scott Michlin and my guests here. I am pleased to be joined by other Citizens of the Year from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. The latest Citizen of the Year is Tanya Stinson, who also works with the Farmington Convention and Visitors Bureau. Good to have you here.
Good to be here.
Thank you for coming in this morning. And last year's Citizen of the Year was none other than Jamie Church, who was here, and she now works for the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. How'd that work out? Look at that. Wow.
Life is just funny.
Right.
You just never know what's going to happen.
You don't. And I am so honored to have been a Citizen of the Year in 2017. So that's why we're all here this morning, everybody, talking a little bit about the Chamber and what the Chamber does with this award for individuals every year. And also we should mention the Business of the Year, which is also another high honor that is given out by the Chamber. And I think, again, all of us contribute to our community through our jobs and just through ourselves, too. I mean, that's part of it, is kind of the overall person when you're nominated. That's kind of what the nominees try to point out to the committee, is what this individual does, not necessarily with their job that maybe most folks are familiar with, but other things as well.
Right, what you're volunteering with or how you're involved, and just things that you're trying to bring to the community to really bring a positive light to the community. And so I think it's an award or a recognition that goes well beyond what you do just for your job.
Right.
And I think, Tanya, and I know with you, you see as a lot of different things, and we're trying to support those things and promote those things because we know they're going to add value to the people that live here in Farmington and to our community. So I think that's part of the award, not only for the citizen, but also the businesses, how they're involved and how they're giving back. Very true, very true. And so, Tanya Stinson, you mentioned something in the first part of the program that I want to build upon, and that is kind of the synergy that we are seeing, I
think anyway, with different governmental agencies and businesses that are kind of now I think seeing the light and maybe getting behind some of the branding that you've been working on now for 4 long years. Maybe it seems longer than others.
Very short years. Yes.
But I know we've talked a lot about Jolt Your Journey and the hashtags of Live, Play, Stay, Work Farmington, and all of those things.
Which we have our Live Farmington chair here too.
She's right here. That's another one.
Jamie's just everywhere. We love it.
Exactly. But a lot. We were talking during the break a little bit about people coming up to you saying, "Now I get it." After 4 years, maybe they didn't quite get it.
Well, I don't think. I mean, I think my staff and I have got a lot of that's cute, that's nice,
that's
or
different.
Some pats on the head, but kind of confused looks. And now they come up and they were like, I get it, and you were right. This is happening. This is taking off. We see the great things behind it. I understand it now. And that's really rewarding. It's nice to hear when people tell you that and that they're excited and they're behind it. It's fun.
Right. And you always told me, especially too, and others, that we have to live up to those expectations now that we've set them with Jolt Your Journey and what that means and what that stands for. And we have to make sure when people come here expecting to be their journeys to be jolted, that we
step up our game, right? It can't be average.
That we
We're
do
not
it.
average.
And
we're not vanilla, like people wanted me to vanilla it down, but nope, can't do that.
And so now I think after a few years that has come to pass, and with a few years into the future, we, as you mentioned, there are even more things kind of in the works to add on to that experience, right? And that's got to make you very excited to see some of this stuff happen.
It's so exciting, and I'm so grateful to the city of Farmington too, as they've really kind of taken what has been built and run with it. We have a mayor that's incredibly supportive, and he's not just saying the words. He's involved, and he's rolling his sleeves and getting into the work, and
he's jolting as well.
He is, right? and he's had his journey jolting. He's told me the experiences of hiking in the Bistine. He's had that moment, and when you've had that moment, it's so much easier to sell because you know what you're talking about, and I'm so appreciative of that, and to have a municipality that's added an office of a director of outdoor recreation. We don't know of any other municipality that has that job title. So that shows that we're committed. We're doing some things. There's some trail user meetings this week people can participate in. There's
the idea
lots
to
of
build
ways to
a
get
marquee
involved.
trail, right, between Farmington, Lake Farmington, and the Glade. Isn't that what they're talking about?
Yeah, there's a multitude of different trails, and just enhancing them, and making them better, making them more visitor friendly too, so we can find them and follow them and all those basic things. But it's awesome that's all coming out now.
But some of the city investment too that we alluded to earlier, which would be the pool, which is being built at Brookside Park and should be open in time for
Bay opening this summer.
Bistine Bay opening in time for the summer. And as I mentioned, we're thrilled to see the water so we could fill it and have it ready to go. I know they're going to fill it anyway, but that is one of the things that the city, I think, worked in conjunction with your office, or at least in thinking about it, to say what type of infrastructure can we build that will
what
make
are we going
this
to put there, and
a
how
jolt-worthy experience, and maybe it's a little bit more than just your run-of-the-mill outdoor pool, which it certainly is.
Right. And we always said in the beginning, your brand should be your decision maker. So if we lead with something and we say this is Jolt Your Journey, outdoor livers and active families thrive, and we're trying to make a decision, if it helps spur that on, then we should probably do it. If it doesn't, it probably should go by the wayside. It just helps you make those decisions. Right. And that's a part of the conversation with just everything I'm in now.
And the other thing that we're talking about, too, are some ziplining adventures out at maybe Lake Farmington.
It's beyond just zip lines. It's pretty cool. I was in a meeting just last week about
and maybe down by the river, I think, is another phase of this.
Some other things at the river, an iconic park at my building. They're not all going to happen tomorrow, but you have to think long range, right? So you can plan and do it right. And there's some pretty cool things happening.
But all these things that are using taxpayer dollars, but also part of this ongoing theme of Jolt Your Journey and being part of this ongoing, or could be used in ongoing marketing to attract folks, and there are also
gives
things,
us more product to promote, and I love that.
And
but
things
people
that aren't
know,
available.
you're investing in that, but those are things that draw people here. Again, we want those outside dollars coming in.
And things that aren't available anywhere else in the region, at least, I think is something else that's noted when you talk about these things.
When we're talking aerial ventures, there was some stuff like, we've done this before, but we're doing it differently. We haven't done this particular way in this concept, and that's what we want to hear.
Right. And so that's got to be very exciting to see some extra dollars, not just, putting your money where your mouth is, basically, is what the old saying goes, but that's what we're doing.
Exactly.
And so very exciting. For the Chamber of Commerce, Jamie Church, it's got to be exciting for your businesses, too, to see some of these things.
Well, exactly.
As Delbert Anderson talks about all the hashtags. Thank you, Delbert. Good morning. There he is.
Love it.
On our
Delbert's
Facebook
great.
page.
Look at that. That's awesome.
He's got him covered.
Good job, Delbert.
Oh, I like the hashtag Live Farmington.
Yeah, there you go. That's right.
Hashtag
But
Coffee Farmington.
for the chamber and for your members, I mean,
Yes.
this has got to be exciting to see some investment by the city, and it might
Right.
instill some more investment from the private sector.
Exactly. And just that collaboration and these partnerships that are happening. We're our own entities and organizations, but we're really working together because we understand the long-range impact of this. And as Tanya said, these are things that are being sort of put in place now, and we may not see the results immediately, but over the next few years, I think we will. And so these are just the work that the citizens are putting in, the businesses, the people that are involved, the visitors that come here and then leave and have such wonderful things to say about our community. Those things are just the best. And I was thinking about how people can get involved if they're listening. And obviously with the chamber, we are always looking for chamber members. So
Right, of
you
course.
can contact us through our website and we'll get you information on becoming a chamber member, which of course I highly recommend everybody does. But also with what the Convention and Visitors Bureau is doing, we've got our Farmington Action Team meeting coming up next week.
Right, on the
On the
14th.
14th. And I'll let Tanya talk a little bit more about what that is. But that's just a great way that anybody can get involved in what's happening with all these wonderful initiatives and find out more. I often talk to people and they're like, so I just don't know what's going on in the community. And I'm like, well, let me tell
Do you just want to strangle them?
yeah. I'm like, well, let me tell you how you can
join
find
us.
out what's going on. And I always leave that meeting feeling so positive. So again, with the chamber membership, that gives you an opportunity to participate in some of our committees that we have. I mentioned education
Right.
and health and wellness, and that as chamber members, you can participate in those and find out what's going on because we send out, as I mentioned, 2 publications a week through our email and on Facebook. And then I know Tanya's always got stuff going on as well, and they're really good about sharing the information. So I think that's 2 great ways to get involved and really start to feel like you know what's happening in the community.
Right.
And then you are able to share all of that with people. And visitors that come here, like I said, when they leave and they go back home, the best thing you can do is have them say, oh, I was just in Farmington. They've got so much going on there, and they have this amazing river, and they have great fishing, and they have this great golf course. And we have a lot of things that come out just recently with the golf course, Scott. There was some information about it being
Top
the
ranking, I
number.
think, right?
Yeah, that's great. So Tanya's just done a really good job about getting that information out there and sharing it.
Sure.
So, yeah.
And Tanya, when it comes to marketing and things like that, it does take a while, right, to get some of this stuff in. We've talked about
It does.
Jolt Your Journey being maybe 4 years old, and that has developed now, and after
Gotta put
those 4
meaning
years.
behind the brand. And,
Right.
But the best thing our community members can do is talk good about your community. It doesn't mean that everything is great, and it doesn't mean you can't voice your opinion when you think things aren't right. That's how we can resolve them. But know what you put out there is what people see, think, and hear. So please share the good, even more than you voice the bad. Know
Right.
that your comment makes a difference. So think about it. I know we all sit behind our computers, our phones, and we get frustrated and we start putting things out there. But it's out there, right? That's the image you're helping portray. So let's build up our community, get involved, come to the action team meeting. It is on the 14th of this month. This month it's at Home 2 Suites. It starts at 11:30. Anybody can come. We have people that come. They're our residents. They're not there representing a business, and they are my favorite because they are just giving their own time because they want to make their community better.
Which is
Come be a
great.
part of that. It's awesome.
Indeed.
And like Jamie said, you leave that meeting every time feeling excited. You could walk in feeling tired or your day's going wrong, and you feel better when you leave.
Very true. Want to give a shout out, hello back to Downtown Farmington Association. They are watching this morning. Thank you for saying hello, everyone. Speaking of
Sherry, Michael.
big changes coming,
Yeah.
Downtown
Yeah,
Farmington is another
exciting
place,
things
right?
happening down there.
For some journeys
They
to
do
be
a
jolted.
great job.
Yes, and we're excited to kind of see that as well. But as we talk about some of these things, and again, how this works, word of mouth can do a lot more than any of your advertising. Can it not?
It can.
Good and bad?
Good and bad. And we actually, if you don't mind me plugging, so
I
our
do
Farmington
not.
Visitor Journey class that we've been teaching for several years now, registration's open right now.
Okay.
Live class at the end of the month. It's newly reduced $15 a person. It's a fantastic class. We've had over 400 people in our community take it. It teaches you how to love your community, how to treat visitors, how to treat customers, though. Customer service, it doesn't matter what field you work in.
Right.
Teaches you how to be happier about where you live. Therefore, you go to work happier, you treat your customer happier. It's all cyclical, and it's a fantastic program.
Very exciting. And again, this can be useful for almost anybody.
Anybody.
Within the sound
we
of our voices.
have a lot of people from the college take it. We have people from the college taking it this time.
And customer service could, again, make or break your business and your
Definitely.
visitors'
Your interaction. 2 minutes.
experience, right?
If
That's
you
all
have
it
a
takes.
great experience that you create, people come to your business whether they need what you're selling or not because they love how you make them feel when you're there.
Right. And Jamie Church, this has got to be a big deal for your members, too, to have customer
Yes.
service, right?
Well,
I mean, that
and
can really make or break your business.
Absolutely. I mean, that is where customers come in and they're interfacing with people and reacting and interacting with people. Even our nonprofits could benefit from
Definitely.
this because they're dealing with volunteers and people that are coming into their organization as well. So I think it's a wonderful, and I've heard such positive feedback about the class. So I think that's great. And it's so neat to hear all the numbers of people that have gone through it. And I wanted to mention, too, that if you're wanting to get involved in the coffees that we do, because there's one coming up next week, and I want to make sure and mention it because it's being held at the Farmington Boys and Girls Club.
Right.
So I'm very excited about that. They're one of, they've been involved, of course, everybody knows what good work they do, and so we are holding the coffee there, and that will be next Wednesday, the 13th at 8 a.m., and those are the Focus on Farmington coffees. They're always free, but I want to make sure that I mention that because they're excited about hosting it. And that's another great way where people that are just new to our community can come to that, and they're going to be just overwhelmed with possibilities of volunteering, getting involved, what's going on, finding out about all the great things that are happening in our community, and that's a great place to get involved as well.
Sure. And this is an event that you've been a part of from the very beginning,
Yes.
if I remember
She
correctly.
created
About
it.
2
She
years.
did.
Her
About 2
idea.
years now,
Can you
which is-
believe it? 2 years of doing it.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
It's awesome.
Almost 2 years. So they are monthly. We move the location every month, and so we do that so we can really highlight what we have here in our community. We realize that as part of moving to a community, living there, working there, staying there, playing there, there's a lot of things that come into that. People want to know, well, what are the schools like, and what is the police department like, and what's going on at San Juan College, what's going on at the library, where can I volunteer, what museums are there. So we move these coffees around so we can highlight those things. And so obviously with the Boys and Girls Club, they provide wonderful programs, especially for after school. And so we want to make sure that people have an opportunity to go there, see their facility, what they do, and all their programs. So they're hosting on the 13th, which obviously is the day before Valentine's Day. So it's a good time to come out and show a little love.
That's true.
So I think.
All right. Very good.
Yeah.
Tanya Stinson, again, the CVB, getting ready for a big tourist season this summer.
We
That's
are.
your
We're
busy
always
time, is it
working here.
not?
Well, people used to say, when's your slow time? We don't have slow time
that's
because
true.
we're working, our lives are always in advance. 6
Right.
to 12 months in advance anyway.
true.
So we are always thinking down the road and different campaigns that are running. But we've had some fun things working with our friends in Colorado to bring them here and had such positive feedback from them talking about we see you because we know they're down here shopping, right?
We know,
they're
we
at
know.
Hobby Lobby, so come
That's
stay and
right.
play with us. And they've been so responsive to that. We appreciate them. We appreciate our visitors from the Navajo Nation and what they mean to us. And we're kind of rolling that out into West Texas as well. And that message has really been resonating about how they can jolt their journey up here. And so fun, and we're always doing story pitches to media, and sometimes those take a year to get in, and sometimes they're a quick return, but we've gotten the BISTI on some pretty amazing lists
I saw,
this
I think,
last
was
year.
it
So
National Geographic?
Yes.
Am I being
Yep.
correct on that, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's no slouchy
it
magazine.
is not National
you know.
Geo Traveler. When they're talking about their top so many things to do in 2019, and one of your places gets on that list,
Hello.
that earned
Yeah.
media you just can't beat. So
That's
those are
right.
the fun things that we work on that sometimes take a while, but if you're one of our members and you have something going on, when we ask you if you have something new, tell us, because these are the type of things that we're addressing.
True. And folks may not think when they see the article in National Geographic that was a Convention and
Right.
Visitors Bureau
Exactly.
effort to get that there and to make that happen. And that's part of what you do
That's
in
part of
addition
what
to
we
the
do.
marketing and the more visible things.
Right.
A lot of these behind-the-scene things, I think, would make people really sit up and say, oh, well, that's kind of cool. So
Exactly.
And it's one of those positive things that those are the things you need to share. You
That's
need to
right.
share
Exactly.
it,
When you
tell
see
it,
that, share
post
it.
repost it, tag people in
Exactly.
it. I mean, I think that's how people find things out. And
Right.
so those are those positive messages that we want to be putting out there and to bring people to visit our area. So.
Exactly. Hey, everybody, share this video, too. That's another way to do
I
that and get
know.
that out there. You can
I'm
share
gonna
what
be
we're doing.
sharing it.
Okay. Very good.
All day.
Thank you. Well, we are out of time, but we could keep
thank
talking
you.
for all morning, I know, about the
We have so much
weather
to say,
or anything
Scott.
else.
We
I
have
know
so
you
much
do.
to say.
Then you'll come back.
We will.
So I hope you will.
Well, and we want to recognize you as a former
Wow.
Citizen of the Year. I mean, you have
You're
done a lot.
everywhere.
You are everywhere.
Well,
And that is so kind of you,
That's
because
just
I
the
know that's
billboards.
got to be taxing,
Yeah.
but you're always great about helping everybody
And you're
out.
always great about letting people be on the show and have a way to share what they're doing. And I think that is very valuable, and we all appreciate it.
We think it's an important community
Yes.
service, I think, and,
Yes.
and with some of the added things we've been doing with the video cameras, and we love to hate them, but they're there, and but we think it makes for a more interesting program, and just another way people can share it and watch it and interact with us. So
Right.
that's a community service, which is why we're here. So
Yes.
thank you for that.
Yeah, you bet.
Thank you both for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're very welcome. My guest, the Citizens of the Year from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce, here with me on KSJE. Back with more in just a moment, everybody. The time right now is 8:55. This program on KSJE is supported by Citizens Trust and Investment Corporation, providing a competent, innovative, and caring team of professionals to serve wealth management, trust administration, employee benefit plans, retirement planning, and estate settlement needs. Find out more about Citizens Trust and Investment Corporation at 501